Hey guys, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast. And the NFL season is in full swing, and our Buffalo Bills have made some moves, a big time trade, and some roster decisions, and we are going to break it all down. So, with that, I am Mike, joined by Mr. T. Reese and Mr. Sean O'Neill. And fellas, DJ Moore is a Buffalo Bill. How do we feel about that?
Uh, okay, so I can't be mad at him for getting a wide receiver, right? We can't be mad at
No,
that, right?
you can't be
He's
mad at
doing,
that.
at least he's doing it, okay? He's acknowledging that, yeah, he screwed up the wide receiver room. I applaud him for that. I just was just like, I don't mind the trade. It's just the compensation is what gets me. I mean, a second round pick and you took the contract.
How bad's the contract?
Three
Well,
3 years, 24 million, right?
uh, here. So he's
Yeah,
like, I think it's like almost seven. I think it's like almost $70 million over to him, or over 70 million still owed.
something
So
like that. But it's not a 1 year deal. It's a 3 year deal.
yeah.
Okay.
So I heard, on one of the other podcasts, I can't remember which one it was, but they were saying that they're working on restructuring and they can get it all the way down to about $6 million for this season. But obviously, the rest of that's all like paid in bonus. So I just don't like giving up a second round pick. That's the only thing. For a team that has to fill holes, like if you're going to make us, like in my opinion, if you're going to do that, then you need to get like an AJ Brown. You know what I mean? Now, granted, from what I'm hearing, Philly is like asking for the freaking universe to
Yeah,
trade
they
for.
are.
So I get if you can't get the AJ Brown, but there's got, I mean, Waddle, you couldn't get anybody but him. And then it comes back to his ties back in Carolina, and this is what drives me nuts. These Carolina ties. Like, I mean,
So
every time they make a move now, it's still somebody from Carolina or has some sort of history with them in Carolina. So I'm hoping he's right. I'm hoping this has to be just the Brady call. I'm hoping he was right completely.
so right off the bat, I'm fine with them giving up a second round pick because the Bills really haven't had a whole lot of luck with those first and second round picks. So I think that that's an okay compensation there. But right off the bat, he comes in and he's pretty much better than most of the other receivers in that locker room,
It's better
if
than
not
all the
all of them.
receivers. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's better than all the
And
receivers in the locker room.
so he unless they pick up somebody else, he automatically fills that number one receiver role. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did try to pick up someone else, but at least for now, it does, like you said, T, it's them acknowledging that they did screw up and needed something for that.
I mean,
Plus, they can
yeah,
use they, they can use the money that they saved by cutting Curtis Samuel to go towards him.
yeah, yeah. Well, and let's just quickly run through those cuts so we can, continue the conversation on that. So, yes, Curtis Samuel was one of them. That was the biggest one. Dane Jackson, Taron Johnson, and who was the fourth one? Dane Jackson, Taron
Taylor,
Johnson, Taylor Rapp. Yep.
The Taylor,
nothing unexpected. I'm actually kind of shocked that they cut Taryn. I mean, that's probably the only one that I'm kind of shocked about because they're only saving $1.5 million by cutting them right now.
I'm
So,
kind of surprised about Dane Jackson, truthfully, because they're really light at corner. It kind of sounds like Tre'Davious is coming back.
well, the problem with Dane is that he's not for that defense. You need short tacklers. You need aggressive cornerbacks in that spot, and he's not that guy. He doesn't fit that defense whatsoever. He's a McD guy, a safe guy who's going to play his zone spot, always be in the right spot when he's supposed to be. He's not athletic enough to even challenge for passes when they're up above him. So
Right.
he's any other team, he was probably not. He's probably a backup cornerback, but on the Bills team, McD likes these guys who just play their spots.
I mean, is this a sign with them cutting three defensive backs? This is a sign, obviously, that we're going to be seeing a complete change in defense, correct?
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's already confirmed. I mean, he runs a 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
So obviously Curtis Samuel was the biggest of the salary cap things there. What did the
6
other
million,
three
right?
guys? What did the other three guys look like cap hit wise?
None of it was substantial. I think Reese's point one was 1.5. I think the other was one. I think the other one was two. So I mean, you're looking at maybe four-ish million dollars in savings as well, and then six from Curtis Samuel. So maybe 10 million off the muscle, 9-10 million off the muscle.
And also,
So
I
I
think
guess
you're probably going to start hearing about the restructures next. I mean, the free agency's next week. So they're gonna start. The Josh Allen restructure you'll hear. I think Dion will probably get restructured, and I mean they can probably I think they can do Ed too. So they can free
Yeah.
up quite a bit of money. They could definitely free up quite a bit of money. I'm hoping this isn't the only move. This is the only thing I'm concerned about. I'm hoping that either because we need a pass rusher. We need
I
one.
think we see a move.
But
Well,
I think we
the,
may. I want to be definitely be in on Max and Trey Hendrickson.
so
I'm
I was gonna say the Hendrickson thing doesn't look like it's gonna happen. I've been reading reports that he's gonna get locked up somewhere else.
yeah.
So there's like a couple teams in play for him, and we are not one of them.
Some
So I don't know
days.
about that, but Crosby might still be in play.
I heard things talking
Somebody
about him to Philly.
who Hendrickson.
Crosby.
Oh, I also heard Dallas, and I also heard Chicago.
Yeah,
So
I heard Hendrickson for Dallas.
so I mean now they're talking about both of those guys. So and there's too many days left before free agency. So
Yeah.
I mean, look, think about how the Bills got. Remember Von Miller?
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, right at 4 o'clock. You heard you got
Yeah.
Von Miller. So I mean, the Bills, you are very good at keeping things. That's what I commend Bean for. They keep a lot of things under wrap when it comes to the media. They fully control their narrative whenever it comes out. So
Control your narrative.
that's what Bean thing is. But I do think that they have to make something, and either they have to make a trade because I just don't see free agency any defensive ends.
So where are the holes then? Where are the holes on the roster? Pass rusher. What else?
I mean, you need a defensive end. You still need tackles. You brought back a couple of backup guys, but you still need tackles. You're still going to need. I don't know what the plan is with nose guard because what's the kid's name?
Connor McGovern.
No, the center or the nose tackle. The big kid.
Spencer Brown
On defense.
Oh no, I know who you're talking about. Having a moment, can't think of his name.
Yeah, I know. It's Friday, guys. Give me a break, okay? Either way, you guys know who I'm talking about. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's not the prototypical nose. The way he plays, he doesn't play big. He plays tall.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Hoyt or Ogunjobi?
No.
I can't think of who you're talking about.
Starts with a D.
Yeah. Goodness. This is terrible. Terrible.
Dante. Dante.
Terrible podcasting.
Daryl. Daryl Talley.
No.
Daryl Talley. Not Dane Jackson. Connor McGovern, Larry Jordan Player, Pater.
Bringing the A game today.
Darnell Savage.
No.
Deion Walker.
There we go.
Told you started with a D.
Started with a Deion Walker. Dorian Williams.
Listen,
started with a D, ended with a Walker.
It's already started. So listen, forgive me, guys.
Cedric Van Granger.
But either way, he's not the way he plays. He plays tall, so that's why he bats down so many balls. You need him to be more of a penetrating guy. And he really hadn't shown that he can do that at all just because of the style of the way or the way he comes off the ball. So you're going to need one of those. You're going to need a middle linebacker because I mean, you have a couple of linebackers now. I mean, I like Dorian Williams in this defense, but again, he's an unproven to be a starter. What are they going to do with the other linebacker spots? Bernard's still going to be on this roster. If he is, I mean, he doesn't fit that mold for that. Now, he's pretty decent at blitzing with the ball, but the guy's injury prone.
So here's the $1 million question. What are they going to do at kicker?
That's a very good one. That's a very good one. I don't know. What do you do?
I draft somebody.
I think they draft someone.
Yeah, I use my 6 or my 7 and I draft somebody. Because let's be honest, how often is a 6 or a 7 even going to make the team? But a 6 or a 7 at kicker is absolutely going to make the team.
You know, the other thing too is you never know who might end up being out there kicker wise too.
I don't know if I want another has-been though. I don't care about a 6th round draft pick or even a 5th round draft pick. I don't care about that at all. Go and get yourself a young starting kicker who's going to be on the team for 10 years with your 5th round pick.
I just meant I don't know who's a free agent this year.
Well, if you're a free agent kicker, you're not a very good kicker.
Yeah.
Well, some of them want to move.
No. Usually if a team releases you, you're not a very good kicker.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah, just use your 5th round pick and get somebody who's going to be here for a decade.
I mean, you could definitely do that, but I mean, do you wait knowing that you have all these holes you have to fill? Do you waste any of those picks on a kicker?
I don't think a 5th or a 6th really matters all that much, truthfully.
Well,
you still have your 1st, you have 2 3rds and a 4th.
Yeah, but you got to keep swings. You don't have a 2nd now.
Yeah, they might trade. They might get one though, because like you said, I don't think they're done. I have a feeling they're going to find their way to a 2nd round pick.
Hear me out here. They're going to use their 1st round pick for a kicker because their 1st round picks never work out. They might as well use it for a kicker.
God, didn't the Raiders do that one time with Sebastian Janikowski?
Yeah, he was the 1st round pick, wasn't it?
I think he was the 1st round pick.
Yeah.
Sebastian the Leg Janikowski.
Yeah.
Hey, the Raiders are going to be exciting this year. They're going to get that kid from Indiana.
Well, don't forget now the Bills also they just purged their cornerback room.
Yeah,
and also they need another safety.
Yeah,
this defense.
It really seems like they're going to go heavy defense in this draft.
I don't know about that because now you may not be having a center and a guard next year either.
Like the year after this one,
you need a center.
I mean, which way do you go? Sounds like McGovern coming back.
And you don't have too many more years of having a left tackle anymore. I mean, let's be honest. Like Dion's on the decline. I mean,
well, we'll see how he comes around next season because I mean, it was definitely a down year for him. We'll see how he does next year. Because you generally speaking, I mean, his style of tackle usually ages pretty slow. So his style, he's still, to me, he probably has another 3 seasons left on him,
which is good.
3. And I would question Dion if we had won a Super Bowl, if he would play for another 3 more years. You know, if we had won that Super Bowl, say in KC, maybe he retires, you know, a year
early.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably have seen that out of him, but he hasn't won the chip. So I think for real, he's going to probably got another good 3 seasons out of him, I think.
If the Bills don't make it to a Super Bowl in the next 3 seasons, I feel like most of this roster is going to be gone. Let's be honest. I don't even know if Josh Allen would want to be here if the Bills don't make a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. I mean, let's be honest here. Because Allen's going to be like, what, 33, 32, 33 at that point? Like, I mean, how many more years is Josh Allen going to put up with this?
Yeah, don't forget now, they just signed Brady a 5-year deal.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, how many more years is Josh Allen going to put up with this? You know what I mean? Like, if they like, I could see them not making the Super Bowl next year, right? But like, if they don't make the Super Bowl in year 2 or year 3 of Brady, I mean, Josh Allen's got to be like, I'm not going through another coach. Not going through
Yeah.
another coach and another rebuild. Not doing it.
Well, let me ask you this. What if, I mean, kind of what, again, I don't know him personally, but I do kind of gather that he's a high character person when it comes to performance. He wants to perform. And he also, I think he's the type to also blame himself, which he should for not winning it. So it'd be kind of
Yeah.
weird for me to say for him. That's why it's weird for me when I hear people say, "Oh, you're wasting Josh Allen's years." Well, Josh is also wasting his years too. There's plenty of games that he could have won too.
That's fair.
Speaking of this last season, he had the ball in his hand to end the game, and they couldn't finish it. So I mean, he definitely, and I think he does take some of the blame for all this. And he sometimes he puts stuff on his shoulders he shouldn't be putting on his shoulders.
Too much.
On that balance yet. I think he had it last year, not this past season, the season before. That was the most balanced I think we ever seen Josh Allen. And I think that's a one-off.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, I fault Josh Allen to a degree for last year. I mean, I definitely think that he was forcing a lot, but I also kind of think he sort of had to because as much as Brandon Beane wants to defend his wide receiver room, I don't want to be this guy who just is like, taking the national media narrative and just speaking it as gospel truth. But like we had one of the worst wide receiver rooms in the league last year.
Yeah.
And, there's something to be said for that. I get it. Not everybody with a great wide receiver room just wins the Super Bowl. But I mean, Seattle did, right? I mean, they had a great defense, but they also had a great wide receiver room, you know. And you look at a lot of these teams and they've got talent all over the field. Yeah, it was a lot of good defenses in the playoffs this year, but a lot of these great quarterbacks, they get one receiver around them. And for somebody like of Josh Allen's stature, that would have been enough last year. Hell, I mean, we talked about Waddle coming in, right? Waddle played in that Denver game, or Waddle played in any one of those other games that we lost that we needed, like that Houston game or whatever. Radically different season, right? Like we just needed one catch in some of these games, and we would have got it. We had a player like that.
Well, let me ask you this. Who do you think in that Bills organization outside of Pagula is the most powerful person in the building?
General manager.
No.
Yeah. Got to. Who?
Josh Allen. Josh, powerful person in that building. If Josh demands he wants a wide receiver, they would answer that call. Trust me. Whatever Josh would ask for, he would get. But then again, though, he's also a team guy. That's where I think puts him in a hole. This is the part of Josh that we all hated about Brady. Brady didn't care who he was talking to. He demanded what he wanted. And that's what Josh is missing. He can't always be the company guy. And that's part of the reason why this organization doesn't get over the hump, too. Because I don't think he demands enough.
That's fair.
Josh
Allen too nice.
Wants A.J. Brown. Trust me, they would get A.J. Brown. But I don't think he does that. I don't think he speaks up to the brass. I think he lets them run the show and he deals with whatever he's laid on the table for him. Trust
Makes
me.
sense.
Josh Allen, just like in Kansas City, Mahomes is the most powerful voice in the entire building. Baltimore, Lamar's voice is the most powerful voice in that building.
I mean, Lamar got his coach fired, so
Yep.
Simple. And think about his coach got fired. He had no say in it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he speaks up. If Josh wants what he wants, if he really wanted a number one wide receiver and demanded they get who he wanted, they would do it.
But I mean, obviously, like you see it that he wants to win, right? Like, and does he not? Like, I know he's buddy with like so many of these guys, but like, is he so oblivious to just basic football like statistics where it's like what the most important positions on the field are. I mean, like, really, on offense, it's quarterback, left tackle, wide receiver. Like, that's it. Everything else is secondary. And defense, it's corners, pass rushers, linebackers in that order. And it's like I don't know. Like, I just don't know if Josh Allen, like, does he just not have the football smarts then? If that's the case, like, does he not know how a
Is
football
he just
team
too
needs to be
nice?
run?
I think you were right. It's the fact that he has he befriends everyone on the team. So the tough thing with being a quarterback, as is being a boss of any business, is building some sort of personal relationship with your employees, because it would always distort your decision making.
Yeah. You can't be friends with your employees.
Right. So you never hear anybody say, "Man, Brady is the best guy in the world off the field." You never hear that. He didn't go out with all the team. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing, but I'm just saying in certain situations, like what the Bills have right now for Josh, I wouldn't befriend everybody to the point where like we're all best friends, because now it distorts your decision making. Because now you
Oh
want,
yeah. You're absolutely right about that. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning were ruthless,
yeah,
ruthless,
and they demanded what they wanted.
And they demanded perfection.
and but yeah, but look at they won all the time.
And Josh isn't that type of guy. He's just not when it comes to teammates. Now,
Yeah.
could be maybe he'll have conversations with them off the field. I'm assuming he does. But during the heat of the moment, you know, I don't see him holding anyone accountable. Somebody wrongs Keon. Why? I mean, what the dude's running
Yeah.
routes. He's putting the ball on money. He's dropping it.
Yeah.
You know what Brady would have done with that? That kid probably would never been on the field again.
Brady would have had him by the face mask screaming in his face.
Yeah, but he would never made it back into the game.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So until he demands more and he gets tired of putting the burden on his back, it's just gonna ride by whatever Bean wants to do. At some point, he's got to be tired of carrying the burden, and it's not for him. And I hope that he's probably not listening to me anyway. But I want him to understand. I mean,
He listens to this podcast. Damn it!
right? We know you do 17.
We love you, Josh.
But in the end of it all, until he's tired of it,
yeah,
and demanding that this organization and players on his team meet a standard, it's just going to be par for the course every year. I need him to be more. I need more fire out of him, not just when he makes a big play on the field or holds his head down when he makes a bad play. I need him to fire up his players.
Yeah.
Like directly. Sometimes you have to be emotional in the field. And I think for Josh, he holds a lot of that emotion in because he tends to get a little uncontrollable with the football sometimes. But there's moments he has to do it. But at this point in his career, he should have been to learn how to master that.
Be your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think that makes a lot of sense. And unfortunately, I don't think that that's something that's going to happen. Right. So I think that's why we need, I feel like that might have been part of the reason why a decision was made to make the change.
Well, you need somebody who actually makes the right decision for him. And I don't think you're getting that out of Bean. That's where your problem is. He's not making the best decision for Josh. He's making the best decision for himself. Because I just find it's not a coincidence anymore that every time he goes to trade for somebody, there's some sort of Carolina connection.
Oh, he goes back to what he knows.
Yeah.
That's like, and that's not making the decision for your, MVP quarterback. That's making the decision for yourself.
Oh yeah. I have a question for you guys for speaking of Josh Allen being friends with everybody. What's going to happen to Dawson Knox?
They
Are
need
they
to
going to
restructure
restructure him?
they have to restructure that contract if he's going to stay on the team. He's making
Do you,
way too much money. Way too much money.
do you think they shop him?
Mm. See, that's the tough thing. That's one of Josh's best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to hope that at some point, maybe Dawson's like, this is my boy. I'm, I've been here. We've been doing this thing already. I got paid. I got paid. Now I should do what, other players who been there for a while and have to make room for other guys is, give up a little bit. You have to give up a little bit in order to make the team better.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. So
Okay.
I think hopefully he looks at it that way and he will stay. I like Knox on the team. I got no problems with Knox at all. Having him, and I mean, can you imagine not having Knox? Because Kincaid can't stay on the field.
Yeah.
That's also part of the problem.
And
Well,
even when they
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. I was
No,
going
I
to
was
say,
just
even when they are on the field, sorry, even when they are on the field, they complement each other real well. So I kind of would like both of them to be out there. So now I won't interrupt you again. I apologize.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say about the contract thing too. I wonder if, like, at what point would Josh consider doing what Brady did, right? Where it was like, I'm just going to take less money so we can put a better team on the field, right? Because Brady did that, but Brady also got $200 million from endorsements, which is what Josh Allen is getting. Like Josh Allen
Yeah.
is getting more money off the field than he is on the field, right? So, and I often don't understand why more star quarterbacks don't do that. Why wouldn't Josh Allen just be like, yeah, I don't need $50 million. I'll take 20 because I'm gonna get 200 million from Snickers, you
Well,
know?
I want to say that and please, anyone that's listening in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Dallas was the first team to bring that into the league. I believe Deion Sanders' majority of his contract was paid in endorsements, and
That doesn't surprise me.
that's how they got him under contract. Is he got a Nike endorsement? He got some other endorsement. He got all these endorsements. Actually, were paying his contract for him based on those endorsements, and Dallas paid very little for him to play on the roster.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why more players don't do that, you know? Like, I mean, I get it. I get a lot of these guys is just get as much money as you possibly can because your career could be over tomorrow. But at the same time, I guess mostly just for star quarterbacks, right? Like Allen, Mahomes. You don't really see Lamar in too many commercials. You used to see Aaron Rodgers in a ton of commercials. There's a handful of guys, like especially Allen and Mahomes right now, who are in the most commercials by a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why those guys need a 60 million, 50, $60 million contract. Like, why don't you just have a $25 million contract and let the team have 25 to $30 million to go and get you a Jamar Chase?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going to win. Because, like, imagine if Jamar Chase was on this team, hypothetically, right? Like, this team would have won 3 Super Bowls already, you know? So, I don't know. I just wonder about that, I guess.
I don't know how legal it is anymore. I don't know if there's some sort of rule against it, but the problem is it does make an unfair playing field.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that ability to get endorsements for somebody, you're screwed.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like
Dallas is connected to almost every business in the entire world. They can get in every player on that team if they wanted to.
Yeah. No, there's probably some truth to that. So I'm sure that there's some kind of like tampering rule or something like that. There's gotta be.
Because you're
But
right. I'm surprised I haven't seen it, very often at all. But you're right. I'm wondering why teams don't do it anymore.
if there wasn't a rule, you would see a bunch of teams probably trying to do that. So there has to be some sort of rule against it league wide.
It's got to be. Because, I mean, don't forget now, Brady wasn't just paid in endorsements. He only took a $20 million a year salary cap hit. So I think there was like side businesses that were like scams or something like that he was making money on too. I believe I read that in the paper, and it just kind of disappeared once it was announced. So there was a lot more going on with the Brady situation than having endorsements.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I digress. So I don't know. I don't have too much else, but I really just, I really wanted to talk about all these moves. But I mean, does this make us more or less optimistic going into the season?
I'm gonna wait for the finished painting.
I'm trying to take the Paulie B approach and just be optimistic going into it, no matter what happens. The blind optimism. So
Yeah, I can't tell you a picture is beautiful until I can see the finished product. And let's see what happens. I mean, we got free agency next week. Hopefully, this is not the only move Bean is doing.
yeah, 100%. They need to do more.
And it's not just, I swear, this city is going to go. It's going to go nuclear if they bring in some more players that have Carolina ties. They're going to go nuclear, and I'm going to be right along.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Who was the Carolina Panthers guy who he murdered his girlfriend and drove through a couple states?
Ray Caruth.
Ray Caruth. They're gonna sign Ray Caruth.
Oh my God, I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. So, all right, guys, anything else you want to add?
Nope. Let's see what happens at free agency time, and then we check back in with us.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see if there's any more cuts or anything more of note before they get to that free agency period for us to break. But I'm just happy that we have some news to talk about as far as football goes.
Yeah, for sure. So
They're doing a good job. They're doing a very good job at keeping themselves in the news.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, all right. So with that, thank you always, guys, for joining us for this podcast as we connected on the Buffalo Bills. As things happen, we will certainly break it down for you guys. And with that, I've been Mike, joined by Mr. T. Reese and Mr. Sean O'Neill. Have yourselves a fantastic evening and take care.